Money is like water. You're not going to appreciate it when you have it, but the second you need some and you can't find it, it's going to be the only thing on your mind. Nobody on the planet feels happy when they turn the tap and water pours out. Nobody's like, yes, thank God I turned the tap and water appeared. They just expect it to be there because they're thirsty. Money's the same. I'm speaking as somebody with hundreds of millions of dollars. If my mother gets sick, I can afford a doctor. If I have to go somewhere, I can afford a plane. If there's a new car I want, I can buy it. I expect my card to work all of the time. The second that doesn't happen, then I'm going to be obsessed with fixing that problem. But while it is happening, while it does work, it's just normal. I turn the tap, money comes out. That's the life I live. It's the same for all of you. Water keeps you alive. In fact, you can't go more than 3 days without it. It's one of the most important things on the planet. And you don't appreciate every single time you get it because you just expect it to be there. The second you lose it, you're going to be desperate to get hold of it again. So when people say to me, Andrew, does money buy happiness? You have hundreds of millions of dollars. You have all these fancy cars and nice houses and private jets and boats and yachts and whatever. Does money buy happiness? I say, well, what it does is it frees a lot of space inside of my consciousness so that I don't have to constantly obsess about it. I can enjoy the small things about life. I can enjoy a sunny day. I can enjoy time with my kids. I can enjoy all the things most people don't have time to appreciate because they're too busy chasing the one thing they don't have and they know they need, which is money. And when you add all that up, you'll understand that money does buy happiness. You don't get to choose whether you pay the economic game or not. You don't get to tick a box when you're born and say, I don't want to play economics. I don't want to need money. I want to live in some happy socialist utopia. You don't get to choose that. The second you're born, whether you're in India, Africa, Dubai, America, it doesn't matter. You need money, and you're going to need money your entire life. Just like you don't get to tick a box and decide that you don't have to drink water. You need water, you need money. And the best thing about having these things is freeing space, freeing cognition, so that you can use it to enjoy or focus on something else.
Have you ever noticed that? Broke people know everything. They know everything. They know everything going on in the world, how that's going to work out.
That's not going to work. That's going to work.
They know everything. They don't ask questions. Rich people actually act like they know nothing. They're curious. They're asking questions. They sit there and they don't talk a lot. They're waiting to hear what other people are saying, and then they try to get more information. The rich people ask so many more questions than the broke person. Broke person already knows, and they don't need to know anything more. Why? It attacks who they are. A rich person knows that who they are isn't enough to get what they want. They're willing to learn, to put themselves in uncomfortable positions, to look dumb. You literally can tell somebody's success in life based on the volume of questions they ask.
School is a waste of time. I don't care about my kids' grades. I tell my kids every day how they treat people, how they communicate, how they act, how they work under pressure, literally who they become in the world. I tell my kids, I say, chase the man, not the money. In school, they literally teach people to be robots. It kills the creativity. If you want to stand out in this world, you got to be different. You got to make relationships that others can't. You got to be able to connect with people, and you got to be able to be creative. Who you put your kids around is who your kids are going to become. If it's up to me, homeschool your kids.
Greatest things in the world were built by tired people. So I get right now, some of you may be exhausted, you may be tired. Listen, dude, the greatest things in the world were built by those that were beaten down, that were tired, that were exhausted. The greatest buildings, the greatest lives, the greatest companies. Think about all of them. You think they were built by fresh and rested people? Or do you think they were built by tired people that were savages, that were warriors, that didn't quit? You know, people that had no limits. They didn't care what anyone said. They were going to do what it is that they came out to do. Okay? So I want you to think about that today. If you're tired, good. That just means you're on the verge of a breakthrough and you're actually building something that's worth it.
Rich people do not try to look rich, typically. Really wealthy people do not care about looking rich. Broke people care about looking rich.
Why?
It's a signal, right? At a certain point, you know, when you don't have money, you probably don't have a lot of confidence. You probably have a little bit more imposter syndrome. Once you start making a lot of money, you know, there's actually a lot of downside to being rich, you know, which is people want it. People want handouts. The IRS is coming out of your pocket. And so I think at a certain point, you start changing your game. And it becomes a lot more important, your competence level, how you execute, than just what you wear or show. So care a lot more about being rich than looking rich.